It's always sad when we have to say goodbye to something that we used to care a lot about at some point in our life, whether it be something that you grow out of naturally or if it's like a harder, like a more like politically motivated reason or something. I don't freaking know what I'm even trying to say here, dude, but freaking what I'm trying to say is that comedy's dead and I know who killed it. We are live reporting the freaking actual death of comedy today. It's not coming back. It's not looking good, and in fact, I think it's only gonna get worse. Dude, there's a freaking movie coming out called Lady Ballers, and you guys all know what it's about already if you've listened to any podcast ever. At least in the last few years, I feel like people have been really wanting to tackle the subject of trans athletes in sports. Now, I don't watch sports, so I couldn't care less, but I guess the discourse is mostly, the long and short of it is, should trans athletes be allowed to compete? Should they be able to compete against cis athletes, basically? Is it unfair? And it's been talked about enough in the zeitgeist that now it has warranted a freaking folktale of its own, a freaking feature film from the Daily Wire Plus, just Daily, yeah. I don't know much about them because I don't listen to the news either. I figured it was kind of like sports, but I know there's some sort of a right-leaning media company, I think, and Ben Shapiro's like one of their guys, and maybe some other names that I can't remember. And my friend Donovan loves them. He's a big fan. He likes being angry all the time. Shout out to my buddy Donovan. May the tears he cry not be in vain. Just kidding. But dude, this freaking movie is it's about it seems like a bunch of people are gonna take hormones in this movie and then so they can have a competitive edge in sports. You know, that thing that people are worried about happening, I guess. Dude, it is just freaking so just upsetting to see. It's being it's so blatant and so called foul.
With the most triggering
comedy of the year. Oh man, look at his face. That has to be the dude, right? Is that Mr. Boring himself? And I'm not even being funny. His name is Jeremy Boring, and this seems like it was mostly his doing. You think that's the guy? Either way, it looks like they freaking do a bunch of estrogen to be good at sports, I guess, because they were...
What do you know about the US Opens for the global games?
Because it's epic. I don't know. This just looks like a horrible comedy movie, like straight out of the early 2000s, dude, but it freaking isn't. And it wouldn't have been good then either, but I would have been younger, so I guess I wouldn't have cared. I feel like this is just gonna become more of a thing, dude. Freaking people are always talking about how comedy movies aren't really a thing anymore. Nobody freaking makes a good comedy anymore, and I feel like maybe it's just a hard thing to do, or maybe nobody laughs anymore. Everything too serious, and the person to bring back the yucks is Ben Shapiro and the boys. What are they wiring about? What is blood wiring about? It's just like freaking mid-comedy... like Adam Sandler core or whatever you call this shit, dude. Who's they could play basketball, and it's a sports movie too for some reason. Oh man. And it's just gonna be dick and ball jokes the whole time, I have to imagine. Ted Cruz has a cameo in anti-trans comedy Lady Ballers. Okay, that's who that was. I knew it was somebody because they like pause on him for a second, but I barely recognized you. Did you do something with your skin? Something, all politicians, lizards. I feel like this is just gonna be a thing where people make comedies that are more of statements pushing a political agenda than actual like thought out things, and that's just gonna result in more slop. From the early 2000s, except with less, it's gonna be all sex jokes, just recontextualized. Luckily, I will probably never see this because it's coming out on Daily Wire Plus, and that's ridiculous to think that that even exists. I don't even know what that is, but I certainly won't pay for it. Well, my buddy Donovan might have to take a look-see at this. He's into that kind of stuff, so, you know. It's just like shock humor, I guess. So I mean, I feel like, yeah, shock humor like this was pretty popular when I was a kid, I guess. I don't know, all those movies just like existed. I don't even know why. I guess just to make money, people watched it and then forgot about it, and this will be one of them, and there might be a bunch more. I really hope that we run out of stupid topics to make silly Ben Shapiro movies, or they go bankrupt and run out of money. What do you guys think? Are you gonna watch this movie? Like, if this did well, hopefully that won't happen, but if it did, I feel like it could easily result in like just some other stupid right-wing talking point that like, it's not like so offensive that you'll get canceled for it, but it's like, it just really doesn't have any merit, and it just sort of exists to spark outrage. And it's like if you just made a movie like criticizing fat people or something, and that was the whole agenda, and you just didn't write a good story or anything, and it's just you know what I'm saying? I could easily see them doing that. Hopefully that won't happen, but freaking I'm just saying, dude, it's a goddamn tragedy. But I'll be at the funeral pouring one out for the homies. I think they should make a Jackass style film where they jump off a bridge. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, helps me out a lot. I always appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, boys.